Y'all, this is my cornbread mixture right here. I'm gonna add in about a half a stick of butter and about a fourth cup of oil. Now, you don't have to do this. You can totally omit the oil and the butter, but I'm adding butter and oil into my cornmeal after I let it preheat in the oven. And we're gonna end up using the cornbread to make dressing. Right here I got celery and onion. I'm going to chop these up and saute them in some butter, and this is going to go into my dressing that I'm making. And I got my cornbread in the oven on 425 for about 20 minutes. I'm going to let that cook up, and then I'm going to crumble it and add in after I get through sauteing my onions and my celery in some butter. I'm going to add in about 4 cups of chicken stock and 1 can of cream of chicken soup with some sage, some thyme, and a little bit of seasoning, salt, pepper, and that is going to be how I'm going to make my dressing. Okay, y'all see my chopped vegetables. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put these into my pan with some butter and let those saute, and we want those to become translucent. So we don't want crunchy vegetables in our dressing. We want everything nice and smooth. And I did forget to mention that I have some chicken breast that I'm just going to sear in a pan. And so I'm going to use some of the seasonings and the, I guess you would say the oil or the fat from the chicken. I'm going to include that in my dressing, y'all, just for added flavor, okay? Y'all, this is my cornbread that I got in my cast iron skillet. And what you see is that oil and that butter on top that is caramelized, and it's going to be very, very good. And the reason why I added so much oil and butter is because we don't like dry dressing over here. So we want it to be nice and smooth and flavorful, and yeah, just not hard and lumpy and dry. We want smooth dressing, okay? So we're going to add, it's Christmas, it's the holiday season, so we wanted to add a lot of butter and oil in here. And so that's what you see, that brown on top is a result of that butter and that oil, okay? And it's crispy edges, but all this is going to be crumbled up into our dressing. So looks for this particular occasion doesn't really matter. Now I got my onions and my garlic, my celery in here. Y'all feel free to add you in some bell peppers. You can add green bell peppers or red bell peppers. If you even wanted to add you some carrots in here for a milder flavor. I like my dressing very savory, but like I said, if you want to add you in some shredded carrots, you can also do that, and to make your dressing taste a little bit more mild. Y'all see how our vegetables are getting nice and tender? That's what we want, okay? We just want them to get nice and tender. And my little baby cast iron right here that I got, I greased this, or you can spray a non-stick cooking spray here, but we're going to cook our macaroni and cheese in this dish. This is going to serve 1 to 2 people. I'm not cooking for a bunch of people, so just 1 to 2 servings, and that's going to do it for us. So I'm going to boil some water and then add in my pasta for my macaroni and cheese, and we're going to put everything together and put it in the oven, so that way our macaroni and cheese will be going. We'll be making our dressing. We're going to be sauteing some chicken breast just in a pan, and then I'm really cheating here. I got some frozen French style green beans that, you know, are the steamable kind. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of seasoning to it. Maybe I'll cook up some bacon and saute that with some onions and garlic, and then add my French style green beans to that. Something very simple that anybody can do, and you put in your favorite seasonings to that. And did I miss something, y'all? I think that's everything. It's just going to be our dressing, and I might do some sweet potatoes. So I'm really thinking about that. I haven't decided yet, but just stay tuned. Okay, y'all, so in this pot, I just added in about 3 cups of chicken stock and 3 to 4 bay leaves, and I added in a teaspoon of sage and a half a teaspoon of thyme. Make sure to season it to your liking with some all-purpose seasoning salt, or just some plain salt if that's what you like. and just a little tad of or a pinch of black pepper. And y'all, I made a mistake. I got cream of mushroom soup, but I told y'all use cream of chicken, and also get you a can of cream of onion soup. You can also use cream of celery if you like. I'm not really a big fan of the cream of mushroom, but this is what I got, so I'm going for it, and it's still gonna be good. But I prefer the cream of chicken and the cream of onion. But like I said, you can also use cream of celery, because some people just swear by the cream of celery soup. But use cream of onion if you have it. Be sure to give this a nice stir. Stir this about maybe 10 more minutes, or simmer it, I should say. Let it simmer about 10 more minutes. And after it finishes simmering, y'all, please remove the bay leaves out of here. Nobody wants to eat bay leaves, or you can omit the bay leaves altogether. You really don't need it. But I do love flavor in my dressing, so that's why I'm adding the bay leaves here. But feel free to omit it if you don't have any. Don't go to the store and buy any, okay? But like I said, we're going to let this simmer 10 more minutes, and then we're going to add our cornbread to this. And then we're going to grease our cast iron skillet and put this back in the oven and let it bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. So y'all, we got our pasta cooked here. So I'm just going to add in about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to go ahead and start seasoning it and add in my cheese, and then put it into our little baking dish. Okay, y'all, so these are the cheeses that I use for my macaroni and cheese, with some aged white cheddar, because this is what I had in the house at the time. I don't have anything else available, so this is what I'm using today. And I don't have any heavy cream or half and half, so I'm going to just be using regular milk. And I'm going to put it into my little cast iron skillet, and we're going to put it in the oven. Okay, y'all, so this is a really small dish, as I was saying, so I kind of overfilled it. But so I got all my cheese and my milk and butter and my seasonings mixed in, so I'm just going to go ahead and top this dish with the chef's blend cheese that I showed you earlier. So stay tuned. Y'all, this looks so amazing getting ready to go into my oven, but since I overfilled it, I am going to have to put some foil under it just so it doesn't spill on the oven floor and, you know, gets all nasty. So that's okay. I'm just going to keep the foil up under it, and if it spills, I can just go ahead and throw the foil away. But yeah, so this is going into the oven for about maybe 20-30 minutes or so. And we're going to start getting our dressing ready to also go in the oven. Y'all see this right here? This dressing right here hadn't even been in the oven yet. But oh my God, when I tell you, this is like jam-packed, bursting with all kinds of good flavor up in here. This dressing is the bomb, okay? The bomb. All we need to do is put it in the oven. Let them sides crisp up just a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and start cooking my chicken, because I'm going to just add some of the seasoning from the chicken just to give it that extra little boost of flavor. But this right here is perfect without it. Got my pan right here getting hot, so we can drop this chicken, y'all. I got my bacon over here cooking. Cooking that up for those green beans that I was telling you about. Yes, they are frozen. I normally don't cook frozen vegetables. I like everything fresh, but you know what? I'm short on time. I don't have time to be in this kitchen all day. I'm only cooking for 2 people, so there's no need. I got my chicken over here, y'all, in this skillet. This is nothing more than 2 chicken breasts that I have cut into, I basically sliced them in like 3s just because they were so thick. I don't like thick chicken. So I just, like I said, I just cut them and made more pieces out of them. But really, this is only 2 chicken breasts, y'all. Okay? And I'm going to use whatever seasonings that I have left in this pan to add into my dressing. As y'all can see, I haven't even put this dressing in the oven yet. I'm just waiting on that chicken to cook so I can add just a little bit more of that seasoning and flavor from the chicken to put it in a greased cast iron skillet and put it in the pan. Y'all, look at this chicken. Look at this bacon. Ooh, look at that. Man, look at this macaroni. See what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm not playing in the kitchen today. Okay, so this bacon did render a lot of fat, so I end up draining a lot of it off, but we still want to keep some of it. So And I'm going to just squeeze in some of this garlic paste right here, which that's a lot, y'all. And then I'm just going to add my green beans in here and saute these, okay? And these are the green beans that I use. These are the steamable ones, just the regular store brand. This is what I added into my pan with the bacon fat and the garlic paste. So I'm just going to give that a stir. Y'all be sure to add in about a tablespoon of butter, some your favorite seasoning on, a little bit of black pepper, and these beans are done. Okay, y'all, so now we're just going to put our dressing in the oven and cook this, like I said, for 35-40 minutes, okay? We want those edges to get nice and crisp, and we want everything to stay moist, and we're good to go. And look at those beans, y'all. Look at those beans. And while that's going on, I decided to go ahead and make my sweet potato. So that's what we're going to work on next. So I got about 1 sweet potato that we cut up, and I added about 2 tablespoons of water. No more water than that, about 2 tablespoons, okay? We're going to add in a half a cup of sugar. It may be a half a cup of white sugar, and then maybe a fourth a cup of the brown sugar. Y'all see that? Okay, so I got in a half a cup of white sugar, a fourth cup of the brown sugar. And y'all, I do add like just a tiny pinch of salt in mine. And now I'm gonna go ahead and also add in probably a half a teaspoon of cinnamon and a 4th teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, I gave these a quick stir. Please make sure, like I said, do not add more than a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of water in here, because the sugar is going to make its own water. We're going to cook this low and slow. So on this low heat as possible, we're going to put our lid on here, but we're not going to close the lid all the way. It's going to be slightly open. We're just going to let that cook down 30-40 minutes. Then we're going to give them another stir. We're going to move the sweet potatoes from the bottom and put those on the top and let the rest of the potatoes continue to cook. And then once everything is cooked down, we're going to add in our butter, and then we're going to stir in a teaspoon of vanilla flavor. And these are going to be your sweet potatoes. So you don't really need to mess with these, okay? These sweet potatoes have about another 5 minutes or so of cooking. But y'all, look at this. And only want 2 tablespoons of water in here, okay? That's what you want it to look like. You want a nice syrup on these sweet potatoes, okay? I'm gonna let those cook about 5 more minutes. I'm gonna turn off the heat, and then I'm going to add in my vanilla flavor. Over here, I got my cornbread dressing, and we're gonna plate all this up, and that's gonna be a wrap. Okay, I already added in the vanilla flavor. If y'all want to kick up these sweet potatoes, y'all can grate some orange zest and some lemon zest and add it in here. Cook it for a couple of minutes, and I mean, it's going to bring out the flavor even that much more. I don't have time for that, y'all. I'm tired, and plus I'm greedy and ready to eat. Y'all, look at that. It looks so good. I got my dressing, my chicken, green beans, my macaroni cheese. Look at this plate, y'all. Look, 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 look. Who wants some? Who wants some? Y'all come get it. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And thank y'all so much for watching. Later.